Waking up at the bar may not be the best place in the middle of an apocalypse, but hey, at least I woke up, right? And since just waking up is simply not enough, I immediately started to look for anything that I can work with. And so for my first day, that was exactly what I did. And while having plenty of booze around me might come in handy later on, but now I really need to find something reliable that I can defend myself with, because without a weapon, I'm just as good as dead. And I did not only find a good and reliable weapon, I managed to find a bag as well, which will make my supplies runs way smoother. And while the bag had a shotgun in it, it had no ammunition and it's way too loud. It literally has to be my last resort. And I did manage to find myself a wrench, which is crucial for doing mechanics. Well, I do not have any knowledge on mechanics yet, but I'm sure it will come in handy later on. Since the bar was already stripped clean of any food, I knew I had to make supply runs quite soon. The problem is I don't know how much sunlight I have left, I don't know what day it is even, so I needed to step outside just to see what I am actually working with. So after spotting this scar, there was a lot of things going on through my mind, because if I can get it moving, it will open up a whole new world of possibilities for me. After a quick check under the hood, it was in an amazing condition. It even had a lot of gas in it. Now I need to find the keys because, well, she's locked. And maybe one of those zombies is her previous owner. Now here I have to remember that I'm no superhero. One bite and I'm one of them in a week. Well, this guy didn't really have what I was looking for, but hey, at least I got a hard hat from it, and any bit of protection where one bite can kill you is always welcome. So after doing quick but careful job with them, I didn't manage to find the keys that I was looking for, but I did find the keys of that car which was completely busted behind them. Even though the car itself was no good, even for the parts, I did manage to find myself a screwdriver though, which is gonna be extremely handy, not only for mechanics, but also for electronics and other stuff. Yet I still need to find food, because the more hungry I am, naturally my fighting capabilities drop more and more by the hour. And while I was looking around the bar for any potential threats, I got hot, which is a problem. That means I will not be able to put on numerous amount of clothes just for the defense, because I will get sweaty, I will get wet, and if I will get wet, I might get sick, and if I get sick, I will start coughing and sneezing, and that attracts a lot of unwanted attention. So my best defense is gonna be being nimble and being smart. So after a little while I spotted these three buildings which looked a little bit like shops, so I was really hoping to find something, at least something to eat there. And after a few but necessary fights, I've managed to find myself this bad boy. After a quick check if there's no alarm set on it, because that's the best way to get a horde on your behind, I decided to take it, and now not only I can tell the time, the date, but even how hot it is. And not only that, but right behind me was this car which looked in an absolutely mint condition with some keys right beside it. So if these keys fit that car, I might just be able to move it. Fortune was smiling to me today. First things first though, I had to make sure that these buildings were clean and I will not get ambushed while checking out the car. And well, the very first building turns out to be a shop that had plenty of food, so I just hurried to stuff that food into my bag as fast as possible. And I even found a little bit of water, which is incredible, because water is shut down here and the only water I have is what's literally left in the toilets and in the sinks. So every drop of water is very important. I was getting plenty of canned goods, which is great, but well, canned goods will not last forever. I will eventually have to find a sustainable food source, and all the fresh food around the world will eventually rot without proper maintenance and refrigeration. so I'm most definitely not off the clock yet. And the second building actually looks like it's some kind of a clothing thing, so I might be able to find enough cloth and sheets to actually do some makeshift covers for my windows, and that would let me stay just a little bit more hidden while I'm in my base, or especially while sleeping. Sadly, I just couldn't find a better way in. And after removing the broken glass, I just helped myself in. And just as I was getting hungry, I did manage to find some sheets. These will do very nicely for makeshift curtains. And of course, don't forget the garbage bags, because I think I might be able to make myself a makeshift rain catcher if it comes to that. And now the moment of truth for the car. Hell yeah. Well, it doesn't have any gas in it, but I know where I can find some. Just need to find a gas can so I can actually siphon it out from the first car to this. But first things first though, I have to see what's under the hood. Well, that's definitely not the best, but with my limited knowledge of mechanics, I may be able to switch a few parts around. I will make it work. I have to make it work. And literally the car right next to this one had a gas can. So yeah, I can make it move, but this car is hurting, so I cannot afford hitting it anywhere, because with my limited knowledge of mechanics and very limited tools, there's very limited amount of work I can do to it. And I even started getting some levels in agility, so I can be more nimble and more quiet, which is always nice. I took the last drop of gas that this car had near the third building. Third building didn't actually have anything interesting really, but this happened. This is why you don't lose focus and don't get overconfident. I did manage to take them out, but this could have been really bad, because imagine if I opened the door from the other side, or maybe I didn't notice them. And of course, naturally, the noises drew more of them towards me, but at least I got this bulletproof vest, which doesn't give much insulation, but gives a lot of protection, and that is exactly what I need. This supply run was very successful. Not only I got quite a bit of food, a half-decent car, but also I got quite a bit of books about farming, which will help me farm immensely. And this gardening saw, which is gonna be very helpful since I'm a carpenter myself. I will make a very good use of it. And after a quick supply run, now I'm way too tired, I'm hungry, wet, at risk of injury because I'm carrying way too much, way more than I should. So now I'm literally basically useless in a fight, so maybe I could take on one, but not more. And well, I actually did run into one, so just for an example, look how slow and weak I actually am. Yeah, and that's precisely the reason why I don't want to fight when there's so many things affecting me. And of course, first thing I did when I came back is adding the sheets to the windows, because I'm very vulnerable right now. And after dropping most of the supplies and organizing them, I did actually, took myself a good engineering magazine, which, if read, will teach me how to make a smoke bomb. I did read it just before the chair, because I still need to build a bed for myself. And first thing in the morning, like everybody does, I woke up and smashed the car window because maybe the keys are just inside. But sadly, no luck with that, so I guess I'll have to drive the lower condition, which is okay. Although I did have to clear the area quite a bit and kill quite a lot of zombies, because if I start the engine just like that, yeah, they will come swarming from the immediate area. And after that was done, it was time to siphon at least a few cans of gas and give that thing a ride. And not only that felt really good, but I actually found something really good. Something crucial for this car. So in this junkyard, there's enough parts for probably 2 or 3 more cars, given if I actually know how to do the mechanic stuff. So there was a lot of learning ahead. But that's a job for another day, because Now it's getting late and all I wanna do is just do a quick drive around the place to see if there are any more points of interest. And apart from this completely empty barn, I didn't really find anything interesting, so I just came back home for the day. And right before the bed, I got myself a healthy meal, something to drink, a good book about farming, did read it a little bit, and just went to sleep. Boy, tomorrow is gonna be a very busy day.